Hello and welcome. I'm Patern West Makel and this is our 6 p.m. wrap. Three influential business group leaders in the Philippines defend President Rodrigo Duterte in palace briefings this week. Australian businessman Peter Wallace of the Peter Wallace Business Forum says he does not believe Duterte intends to break ties with the United States. Wallace is reacting to Duterte's recent pronouncements against the U.S. and its effects on the economy.
I think the people in the White House are smart enough to know that what he's saying is not what he intends. I don't see him as trying to divorce himself from America. That would make no sense, right?
Wallace also criticized media, especially foreign media, for taking Duterte's statements literally instead of, quote, interpreting them.
We wanted to get away from the old political systems and get to something new and different. Well, we have something new and different. And we need to start to understand and accept what he is. And what happens, unfortunately, is that too often what he says is taken literally rather than interpreting what he actually meant.
Wallace is not worried about foreign investments pulling out because of Duterte's anti-US sentiment.
And I don't see it affecting business particularly. There's no question that there has been some concern raised by some of the foreign business community over these. But nobody's withdrawing.
On Tuesday, Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industries or PCCI President George Barcelon and Employers Confederation of the Philippines or ECOP President Donald D. were also guests in the palace. D said that close ties between two countries don't necessarily amount to investment. He said U.S. investments in the Philippines did not grow significantly during the past administration. He said what matters to foreign investors is how friendly the Philippine economy is to investors. He noted the president said he will do 4 things: infrastructure, logistics, energy, and peace and order. Barcelon, for his part, called for patience among businessmen. He said, quote, to be realistic about it, 100 days is really a very short time. Barcelon also mentioned concerns about infrastructure. Budget Secretary Benjamin Diokno said the administration aims to ramp up infrastructure spending to 8.2 trillion pesos from 2017 to 2022. Barcelon added, quote, we've seen the reduction on bureaucracy. Private businessmen are not usually invited to palace briefings. Senator Dick Gordon says he will no longer file an ethics complaint against Senator Laila de Lima. Gordon had earlier complained about de Lima's alleged unparliamentary behavior during the Senate hearing on extrajudicial killings. Gordon also made amends with Senator Antonio Trillanes. Trillanes drew the ire of Gordon Monday after Trillanes allowed witness Edgar Matobato to leave the Senate without the Justice Committee chairman's permission. Gordon earlier called Trillanes, quote, sundalong kanin, which roughly translates to cowardly soldier, while Trillanes called Gordon biased and challenged him to, quote, be man enough and apologize to de Lima. President Rodrigo Duterte names Chito Sta Romana, a journalist who worked in Beijing for decades, as the Philippines' new ambassador to China. Sta Romana was a former Beijing bureau chief of ABC News. He earlier joined former President Fidel Ramos in icebreaker talks with Chinese representatives in Hong Kong. His nomination comes as the Philippines seeks formal talks with China over the West Philippine Sea or South China Sea dispute. Duterte also names Foreign Affairs spokesman Charles Jose as Philippine ambassador to Malaysia. Before serving as DFA spokesman, Jose was the Philippine Consul General in Shanghai, China. Members of the House Minority Bloc oppose House Speaker Alvarez's proposal to legalize same-sex unions.
But we were unanimous to reject it, simply because we are going against the natural law of man and a woman in marriage to start a family. Do whatever you want, but let's stick to the natural law. Marriage is between man and a woman. May kasabihan, God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
House Minority Leader Danilo Suarez says same-sex couples kissing in a wedding ceremony is, quote, not pleasant to look at.
Ini-imagine ko kasi ito, diba sa wedding merong altar, nag-aantay yung pare, tapos nag-aantay yung groom, guwapong-guwapo. Tapos darating yung bride, mas guwapo doon sa groom. Tapos pagdating sa altar, you may kiss the bride or the groom.
Your spouse.
Medyo ang magandang tingnan naman dito. Kaya iniisip ko, on the other hand, sa bahay, gano'n din.
Roberto Ongpin, the businessman President Rodrigo Duterte publicly threatened to destroy, sells his 53.76% stake in gaming firm Philweb Corporation to Greggy Araneta for 2 billion pesos. This comes after the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation rejected and ignored Philweb's proposals to renew its license. Philweb told the Philippine Stock Exchange that RVO Group of companies concluded a sale and purchase agreement with Gregorio Araneta Incorporated. Araneta is married to the late dictator Ferdinand Marcos's daughter, Irene Marcos Araneta. Ongpin's agreement with Araneta involves more than 770 million shares priced at 2 pesos and 60 centavos apiece, a big discount on Philweb shares closing price of 6 pesos and 22 centavos each. The new management of Philweb will apply anew for the renewal of its license with PAGCOR to operate e-games cafes. A trio of scientists from Europe become the latest Nobel laureates for chemistry thanks to their work on molecular machines. The Royal Swedish Academy of Science on Wednesday announces Jean-Pierre Sauvage from France, Sir J. Fraser Stoddart from the United Kingdom, and Bernard L. Feringa from the Netherlands were awarded the 2016 Nobel Prize in Chemistry. In a statement, the Academy says the three developed molecules with, quote, controllable movements which can perform a task when energy is added. Molecular machines will be used in the development of new materials, sensors, and energy storage systems. That's your 6 p.m. wrap. Watch our updates daily at 12 noon and 6 p.m. I'm Paterno S. Makel. Remember, tomorrow begins today.